Hello my friend, welcome to the Leopard Farm channel. Picture this, a sharp crack of gunfire echoes through the wilderness, and a massive North American bear tumbles to the ground. Scenes like this are playing out more and more across Alberta, as local hunters team up to rein in a booming bear population that's wreaking havoc on livelihoods. Year after year, these beasts tear through hundreds of beehives, racking up millions in losses for hardworking beekeepers and the broader AG industry. To tackle the problem head-on, the province has green-lit regulated hunts with a goal to trim the bear numbers by 20% in the coming 5 years. Over in Alberta's corn country, the damage is hitting even harder. More than 500 acres got trashed in 2023 alone. It's heartbreaking to see these critters chowing down on ripe crops right in the heart of the fields, making it a nightmare to spot and stop them in time. And it's not just the farms feeling the pinch. Bears are getting gutsy, wandering into neighborhoods and raiding garbage bins like they're at an all-you-can-eat buffet. Black bears hanging around homes have folks on edge, worried about safety for their families and pets. Wildlife crews are stepping in to trap and relocate these wanderers back to the wild where they belong. Deep in Alberta's sprawling pine woods, bear hunts have become a daily ritual for those fighting back. Getting ready for one demands sharp focus and a whole lot of patience. Seasoned hunters whip up irresistible baits, a tempting blend of sweet honey, crunchy nuts, and overripe fruit, then stash them in sturdy barrels. These nuts get tucked beside hefty tree stumps or dangled from low-hanging limbs, all to draw the bears in quietly without tipping them off to the trap ahead. With a bait in place, hunters scout out the perfect ambush spot, often opting for sturdy tree stands or shimmering up thick branches at least 7 or 8 feet above the forest floor for a clear vantage point. Then comes the real test of grit, the long wait, sometimes stretching for hours on end, where every rustle or whisper can blow the whole setup. You've got to stay statue still, barely breathing, keep from spooking that wary bear when it finally wanders into view. Spotting one demands ice-cold nerves. Steady your pulse, lock in your focus, and gear up for the moment of truth. As soon as the bear lines up just right, the hunter eases back on the bowstring, zeroing in on a vital spot like the neck or shoulder for a clean, ethical takedown. Many swear by gear like the Matthews V3X compound valve, loaded with advanced cam systems that deliver pinpoint accuracy out to 40 yards and propel arrows at blistering speeds up to 340 feet per second. Out here, you've usually got one shot to make it count, club it, and you're not just waving goodbye to your trophy. You could end up on the wrong end of a charging beast. It all boils down to razor-sharp skills and lockdown concentration to come out on top. To gear up for a successful bear hunt, you've got to come prepared with the right tools of the trade. High-powered binoculars are a must-have for spotting those elusive bruins from afar, whether they're lumbering along a hillside or tucked into a valley. When it comes to firepower, pros often reach for heavy hitters like the Ruger Hawkeye or a .338 Win Mag rifle. These pack the punch needed to drop a big bear without messing around. And don't forget a reliable hunting knife strapped to your side. It's your last line of defense if things get up close and personal in a hurry. The sweet spot for taking a shot at a bear usually falls between 50 and 100 yards out. That's close enough for a precise hit on vital areas like the heart or lungs, but far enough to keep you out of claw's reach. Still, putting one down for good isn't always a one-and-done deal. Most times it calls for 2 or 3 well-placed rounds, all depending on where you connect and the ammo's caliber kicking in. Bear hunting in Alberta has sparked a heated debate among locals and wildlife enthusiasts alike. Proponents insist it's an essential tool for managing overpopulated bears, shielding hardworking farmers from costly raids, and keeping neighborhoods safe from these powerful predators. So where do you stand? Back the hunters in their efforts, or push for gentler alternatives that prioritize animal welfare?
Ensuring a silent and strategic approach.
The African lion stands as the undisputed king of the savannah.
Moreover, the presence
its
of mountain
thunderous roar
lions is
echoing across the plains and demanding respect as the top predator in the game. These magnificent creatures can overpower animals up to 4 times their own weight, earning them a spot as nature's elite warriors. But as human settlements push deeper into their domain, a high-stakes clash is unfolding, one that's blurring the lines between hunter and hunted. Survival for these lions is no
If you are a
walk-in
hunting
park.
enthusiast,
It's a
please
relentless battle
subscribe.
where the odds are stacked against them. Believe it or not, only around 1 in 10 cubs actually reaches adulthood, facing down everything from hunger and rival animals to brutal killings by invading males. At the same time, when lions stray into human areas, it stirs up panic and peril. Just look at that heartbreaking incident where a young woman was ambushed by a lion right by her vehicle. She was pulled away in an instant, a chilling wake-up call to how fast these run-ins can go from zero to deadly. Though lion hunting is off-limits in most parts of the world, it's still permitted in a handful of African countries to help control populations and prevent overgrowth. This isn't an activity for the faint of heart. It calls for real guts, sharp expertise, and pinpoint accuracy. Successful hunters hone their stealth game, donning camo gear, treading lightly, and decoding clues like paw prints in the dirt. They often turn to heavy-hitting rifles like the .375 H&H, which pack the punch needed for clean, ethical kills, ideally fired from no more than 50 yards away. Standing face-to-face with an adult male lion, a powerhouse of a beast that can tip the scales at 500 pounds and span 9 feet from nose to tail, is the ultimate test of nerve. Taking one down usually calls for 2 or 3 precise shots straight to the vitals, like the heart, lungs, or neck, to ensure a quick and humane end. But when things get hairy, like during a full-on charge, hunters have shared stories of firing off 5 or even 6 rounds just to bring the animal to. Regulated lion hunting remains one of the hottest debates in wildlife circles. Across Africa, about 600 lions are taken legally each year, with Tanzania boasting the biggest lion numbers on the continent, seeing 250 to 300 of those harvests. Proponents say it's a smart way to keep populations in check while pumping much-needed cash into conservation programs. On the flip side, many experts argue it throws pride into chaos. When a top male gets removed, rival lions move in and often wipe out the cubs to clear the deck for their own bloodline, which can lead to overall decline. This ongoing tug-of-war between tradition, economics, and ecology keeps fueling fiery discussions among animal lovers and policymakers alike. Even with all the backlash, there's no denying the big bucks at play. A single lion hunt
Safety
can
is a
set you
top
back
priority
$50,000
with
or
annual
more,
shooting.
before tacking on travel and gear costs, powering an African trophy hunting scene that pulls in about $200 million annually, largely thanks to these high-stakes pursuits. Still, experts are sounding the alarm, pointing out how it throws lion family dynamics into disarray and puts the whole species on shaky ground for the future.
Oh, reach out.
That's why a bunch of African countries are getting innovative, blending things like ecotourism adventures, cutting-edge research, and super strict hunting rules to shield these kings of the jungle while keeping local economies. After days of battling freezing winds under gray skies, a rare clear morning gave us the perfect shot to strike. We didn't waste a second, gearing up and heading into the wild with focus and fire. At the hunting grounds, our team spread out, tracking the boar's telltale trails. Suddenly, the sharp howls of our hunting dogs cut through the crisp air. They caught a scent. We raced toward the sound, hearts pounding, and when a massive boar charged into view, a single, precise shot rang out. The 200-kilogram beast hit the ground, ending its rampage and protecting the land from further ruin. A few hundred yards away, Leon's team settled into their vantage point, eyes locked on their target. After With steady hands, they dialed in their scopes, and a single crisp shot pierced the frosty air. The boar, caught mid-stride, collapsed instantly, its attempt to flee cut short. A wave of cheers broke out, celebrating the clean precise strike, a testament to our skill and another win for the mission. We kept on the move, knowing that staying put would cost us opportunities. The crack of gunfire echoed through the valley, sending boars scattering in panic. I lined up my shot, adjusted my scope, and fired. A clean hit that dropped the target and kept the hunt moving fast.
Trail.
As the temperature plummeted and snow began to pile up, the forest grew quiet, with no more targets in sight. Worn out but proud, we trekked back to camp, hauling the rewards of a hard-fought day.
Came to a close with.
The next morning, we pushed into a nearby forest, relying solely on our instincts without hunting dogs to guide us. Every sense was razor-sharp, eyes scanning for movement, ears tuned to the slightest rustle, and noses catching the slightest whistle. Through the trees, a boar's shadowy outline emerged, and I knew I had one shot. I steadied my rifle, squeezed the trigger, and dropped it clean, a perfect kill. Deeper in the woods, I stayed vigilant, tracking every snap of a twig. When a sudden noise and a heavy, musky scent warned of trouble, I braced for what was coming. Out of nowhere, a herd of wild boars thundered toward us, their speed almost unreal. I fired quickly, but only one went down as the rest tore through the underbrush. No time to waste, I signaled Leon, who was already in position. His rifle tracked with precision, cutting off the herd's escape with a flurry of well-placed shots. The gunfire rang out, not just marking the end of the chase, but echoing like a victory cry, signaling our stand against the chaos these animals left in their wake. Across the Bulgarian border, wild boars tear through thousands of acres of farmland, leaving millions in damages in their wake. Crops lie ruined, farmers' livelihoods hang by a thread, and fear grips rural communities. In the biting cold of a frozen forest, Finn and his hunting crew venture deep, where every step carried the weight of survival in a high-stakes hunt.